It All Starts With You is a show where we're going on a journey of self-discovery and exploration. This platform is a place for women who are transitioning and transforming. Hi, I'm Eileen Lemmelman, licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist. We are embarking on a trip together where I will be interviewing experts and extraordinary women such as you and me. Let's start the show. Hello, my ladies. Welcome back to my show. It All Starts With You. It has been quite a week. I think we can all really agree that we have no control about what's going on out there. We got vaccinated or not, and we thought we were free. We thought we were out there and just having, going back to our regular life. And bam, we're back to where we started from. But that's how life is. Life is a series of ups and downs, highs and lows. And it's what we are going to do with the challenges that face us that's important. How are we going to deal with the obstacles that come into our lives that cause us to have to veer off the course, that, make us, feel as if we are falling off a mountain sometimes, or maybe climbing up a mountain sometimes? How are we going to deal with all those obstacles? So my guest today is someone that has faced many obstacles and still is really has this unbelievable approach, inspirational and empowering message in life and in business. I saw Cynthia's post several weeks ago on Facebook. She was being so real and honest, and she was sharing her real sadness, her loss of her very long kind of dream that she had, her long-range dream of owning a boutique. And because of COVID and people not coming, out into the brick and mortar stores, she had to close her shop. And she was crying on Facebook, and it touched my heart so deeply, as I know many of you have been touched by all the people that have been affected by COVID. So Cynthia Wilhite Dugger is this beautiful woman, as you will see when she comes on. I've gotten to know her, and I can honestly say that she has an amazing soul. She has this light and this just spirit that shines through, and it's so uplifting. As you all, I started selling makeup as a side gig when I was stuck, in the lockdown during COVID, and I was seeing patients on Zoom day after day after day, and I needed something fun and an outlet, and I found this makeup gig to make a little fun in my life. What I discovered in the beauty world is that there's a plethora of young, beautiful women and influencers, but very few older women. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was determined to find someone that I could relate to. Someone that could help me and, talk about more mature skin and, more mature issues and hooded eyes and lips that have cracks on them. So I connected to Cynthia, and she welcomed me with open arms. And I'll never forget what she told me. She said, us seasoned women have a lot to offer. And I never forgot that little message. You never forget someone who is kind just for the sake of being kind. So, and I knew, and as I kept watching her, I realized that she really does live that motto, that us seasoned women have so much to offer. Cynthia is a 66 years young woman. She's a mother of 3 and a grandmother of 10. Ooh. And she has reinvented herself so many times. Sometimes out of necessity, like when she got divorced, and also with so many different chosen careers. She was an HR director in her local school, and she is the official makeup artist for Miss Senior Tennessee. And she also owned this clothing boutique with her daughter. So let's bring Cynthia on the show and learn how she lives the highs and lows of living her best life, and how she adapts and stays so resilient and positive, and how she helps empower women to find joy and happiness. So let's welcome Cynthia. Hello,
Hi.
Cynthia. How are you today?
Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm so honored.
Oh, I am so happy that you agreed to be on my show, because there's so much that you have to offer all of us. I think your message is an amazing message that could really help a lot of our listeners.
I
So
hope
let me
so. I
ask
hope
you,
to inspire.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I'm sorry. I said I hope to inspire them.
How do you inspire women? How do you stay inspired? Tell us your secret and tell us how you inspire women.
Well, one thing that I've learned through social media is that I need to just be me. Everybody can have their highlight reel on social media, and people will soon see that maybe, okay, well, I can't ever do what they do. I can't ever be the type of person that she is, because if they don't see the highs, the lows, they get distracted and think that, okay, well, she's not real. I mean, that's not real life. I don't understand. So I share when things are bad. Share when things are good, and I just share my life with people and let people know that everybody is going to have highs and lows. It's how you handle those and how you step forward with the things that are bad that happen to you, and how you celebrate the good things.
Yeah, so, you know, as I said in my intro, that you have this motto, us seasoned women have so much to offer. Tell us how you came to that little motto, that philosophy, and what is it that older women, more mature women, seasoned women have to offer all of us? Tell us.
Well, when I turned 60, it was kind of devastating. 50, I just posted right in, but 60 was hard, and I just didn't like the word old. I didn't want to be that old woman. And so, as I was thinking about that, and I was on social media, um, like with my makeup business, I thought, I'm not old. I'm seasoned. I've went through many seasons of life, and through each of those seasons, I've learned something. I have been on the bottom. I've celebrated on the top. There's so many things that has brought me to where I am. So I did a series that was it was seasoned by Cynthia, and I started showing different things that women go through. We start losing collagen as we get older. Our hair turns gray, and hair grows where it didn't grow before. It doesn't grow where it used to. And I found that that was relating to so many people, and so I just tried to empower people, especially women, to say, it doesn't matter if these things are happening. Embrace it. Use the seasons of your life to take you forward to what God has for you. And, as you said, I got a divorce after 36 years of marriage. And at that point in my life, I thought that my life was over. I'd always been somebody's wife, somebody's mom. I'd always done for everybody else. And this was when I finally figured out that it was all of the things that had happened in my life had brought me here. I thought, okay, I'm in a different season now. I'm not taking care of kids. I'm not getting a husband off to work. I've got a different season and I've got to adapt to it. So I just started embracing it. And then during COVID, I colored my hair all my life and I decided I was going to let it grow out and go gray. So I did that. And I have encouraged women to, like, I really love your hair. I wish I could do that. And I'm like, girl, go after it. Do what you want to do. You can always put that bottle of color back on there if you don't care for it. So I just try to inspire women to be them.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point that we can always change. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is
Exactly.
set in stone. Let's try. Let's go out of our comfort zone. I imagine very often you had to step outside of your comfort zone in order to figure out what feels right, what looks right, what is going to really fit in your life.
Right.
How do you continue to step outside of your comfort zone?
Well, after the divorce, I wallowed in self pity for a long time. And my daughter came into my bedroom one night. I actually moved in with my daughter, which was very humiliating in a little bit because I did not want to stay in the house where it was a big house, it was a large yard, and I didn't want to take care of it. So I moved in with her. So I would go home, I would go to bed, get up, go to work. I had lost 25 pounds. I was just kind of wasting away. I never forget one night my daughter come in with a plate of food and she said, Mom, you can either wallow in this and you can just destroy your life over something that's happened to you that it's done. The divorce is final and he's moved on. Or you can get up and you can say, you know, I'm gonna make the best of the situation. And she said, and I just really think that you are more than what you're giving yourself credit for. So I cried myself to sleep that night, and I thought, okay, I've got to do this. And from that point on, I just took baby steps, and I started doing different things that would get me out of the house, and I just tried to embrace my friends that had really wanted to be there for me, but I had shunned away. Tried to get back into my church, which I kind of left aside because I was feeling so down. And then Unique came along, which that is kind of what connected us a little bit, but um, it came along and I wasn't looking for it, but I saw the mission of uplift, empower, and validate women. And I thought, that's exactly what I need right now. And
That spoke to you,
what
didn't
I,
it?
yeah. And so what I figured out with that mission was I think as women, if we would take the focus off of us so much and what we are needing and try to focus on helping others, that we will get fulfilled. So I started growing a team and it kind of took off for me. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I got a team of girls and I was reaching out and multiplying. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But you know what? I did it scared. I just kept going and it gave me purpose and it gave me an outlet of doing makeup. Listen, girl, when I first started, I had three things. I had some mascara, I had a white eyeshadow, a brown eyeshadow, and I had a tube of lip gloss. That was it. And I didn't even wear makeup. And I thought, oh, well, I don't know what you're doing. What do you think you're doing? But you know what? I really believe that God brought that into me for a reason because the friendships and the things that I have been able to step out of my comfort zone and do, just like what you said about doing the makeup for Miss Tennessee America, as we get more mature and our skin gets a little bit more mature, we ain't wear our makeup like those younger chicks do. I'm
No, and
sorry,
I
it's
want
just
to
true.
talk about that in a minute, but I do want to
Okay.
say something about a few things that you had mentioned, which was you had like this three-pronged way that you approached your change in life, your sadness, your loss, looking around, what were you going to do with your life? You took baby steps. So even
Right.
if it was just one little step at a time, it's not like you wanted to, just attack and change the whole world, just one little baby step. The second thing
Right.
that you said was you started connecting with friends again. Because, even especially during this COVID time, we are isolating, we are disconnected. So to really start connecting to your friends and socializing is so important. And the third thing that you said was connecting to faith, a higher power. We could call it anything, universe, faith, God, a higher power, your church. But those three things seem to be really, really a three-pronged approach for you to move forward with your change and your loss. Is that right?
Exactly. And divorce to me sometimes, and I didn't ever think about it like this, but it's like a death, but it's kind of different because that person's still around. And so when you are married for that long and you married your high school sweetheart and you've been together for 40 years, all of your friends kind of mingled with both of us. So I had to get out and find my niche for just me. And I had several friends that embraced me. Okay, let's go to dinner. Let's go eat. Let's get out and go do something different. So I just kind of figured out little by little how I could feel better about me. But the worst thing I think was that I did was I tried to isolate myself, and we can't do that. We are meant to be
Absolutely.
with people. We are meant to be around. I think when you heard through COVID and the elderly people how they were in nursing homes, they couldn't be around people. I think we as humans we will die in isolation. I just
Yes.
don't think we will
So
we
it's
will
so
blossom.
important to connect. And it
It is.
sounds like what happened was your daughter kind of gave you a kick in the pants and she said, Mom, get out there and start living your best life. Start
Right.
doing some things for you. Because,
Right.
especially when, in the age that we grew up, it was like we were still living that mindset of, oh, my family, my husband, my
Yeah.
children, they come
Right.
first. I come
Hmm.
last. And so
Exactly.
you had to really figure out, hey, how can I put myself first? How do I really look in the mirror and say, I
Exactly.
matter, I
Right.
deserve? Can you speak to
Right.
that a little bit?
Well, let me just tell you a little thing that happened. Fast forward like 5 years after the divorce, and when I started to just really build my business, I started traveling. I started seeing someone else, and I started just doing more fun things. My daughter introduced me to one of her friends one day, and she's like, "This is my mom." She said, "Oh, I see her on Facebook sometimes. She does so well with her makeup and stuff." My daughter kind of stepped back and she said, "This woman you see right here is not the woman that raised me. She has turned herself into someone who I look up to and admire. And she has done things that I never thought I'd see my mom do. And I'm so proud of her." And that made me it made me just like tear up, because I'm like, okay, I'm making an impact on my children to show them that no matter what comes your way and what life gives you, whether it's loss, whether it's just something detrimental that's happened to you emotionally, that you can figure it out and you can be the best version of yourself through it. But it takes time. It
Yes,
takes
it
lots of
does. It
time,
does
and I'm
take time,
still
and we have to be
evolving.
kind. We have to be kind to ourselves. And
Right.
when we had spoken last week, you had told me it's okay to cry and grieve over the losses. But then, what are we going to do with it? How are we going to move forward? So, you know what, Cynthia, we're going to take a little break.
Okay.
We're going to have a few commercials, and we're going to come back and talk some more about Unique, about, how you empower women, and, and some advice that you can give all of us how to move forward with changes that we're facing. We'll be back soon.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
Okay, so we're back now, and we're talking with this wonderful, wonderful woman who's so resilient, who's so empowering, who's so inspiring. Cynthia, let's get back to the show. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the two things that I think you're really, really so passionate about today. You know, the makeup with Unique, and also helping Miss Senior Tennessee women, get in front of audiences and feel their best, empowered, beautiful self. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, to be in the Miss Tennessee America pageant, you have to be 60 years young. And so when I turned 60, a friend approached me and she said, "Cynthia, you need to do the pageant." And I'm like, "What? No. My youngest daughter had always done pageants. She had done Miss Tennessee. We had traveled the pageant circuit. So I was familiar with pageants. So I thought about it, and then I talked to my daughter, and I'm like, "They want me to do Miss Senior Tennessee." And she's like, "Mom, go for it. Go for it." And I'm like, I've never done anything like that in my life. And so I decided that I would step out of my comfort zone. That was the hardest thing I had ever done. But let me tell you, those women embraced me. I made lifelong friends. I get together with those women. They're just, I'm fixing to do a road trip with our last year's Miss Senior Tennessee. We have the best time because, I think we understand each other. We understand what it is to be a senior and how, we always have to keep evolving. But I entered the pageant, and I didn't even give it a thought that I was even going to place or anything. I thought, if I just show up, I've won. If I just do everything I'm supposed to do. We had to have a talent, and I don't have a talent. So I came up with this thing that I was going to do sign language, which I knew some sign language. I thought I was going to do it to Aerosmith, Dream On. I dressed up in the 70s outfit, and the bell bottoms, the whole thing, and I did a Dream On to sign language.
That must have been awesome. That must have been so great. Yeah. But I don't want to end the show without you talking about how can senior women, or, it could be anybody, 40s, 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
70s, how can they connect with you so that they can, perhaps get on your team? How would they connect with you?
Well, my email is here on the screen. You can send me an email, and if you're struggling with maybe your self-esteem and that things that you feel maybe you're in a dark place, or things are, it's been hard. It's been a hard year. Then just reach out to me. I mean, I love to talk to people. I'll get on the phone with you. We can email back and forth.
I
I'm here to
love it.
help. And just what I can just tell people is be yourself, but you've got to love yourself first. And if you can't love you, you can't help anybody else. And I had to learn to love me, because that was one thing I think I lacked in my younger years. You know, that thing that's saying, if I could know then what I know now, I would have probably done a lot more things.
You
And I
see,
think
seasoned women have so much to offer.
right.
We,
right.
it sounds like you have learned so much in your life, and you want to
Right.
share that with others. And,
Right.
confident women embrace and encourage other women. When we
Yes.
operate out of fear, then we don't want to, then we're in competition. And that's never been your mindset. And I appreciate that so much.
Well, I just want to be an inspiration, because I know we don't know what everybody's story is. And so I think a lot of times when people are unkind to certain people and they say certain things, you don't know their backstory. You don't know what they might have went through the day before or the night before. You just don't know. And that one little level of kindness that you may give, or that kind word, may be just what that person needed during that time in their life. And
That's right.
it's up to us.
That's right. Thank you so much, Cynthia. You have been unbelievable. You're the embodiment of courage and strength and positivity. And I thank you so much for sharing your life with us, your brightness, your confidence, and your, tips on how to move forward when you face challenges. And I just want to end with an affirmation that we can all take with us this week. I will grow and develop myself to be bigger than my obstacles and challenges that will come my way. Isn't that a great way to end this show? And I wish you all the best this week, and I invite you next week when we're going to have another interesting guest. Thanks so much, and remember, it all starts with you. You have been watching It All Starts With You. New and exciting opportunities are ahead of you. You are creating your own destiny. Until we meet again, my friends, it all starts with you.